Hi everyone, I hope you've been doing well. We got a teaser to M3GAN 2.0 which just got released recently, and the teaser shows us M3GAN dancing. The movie has a release date, and it's going to be released on the month of my birthday, of all months, and it seems to have taken its tagline from Casper.
The bitch is back.
And the interesting thing about this film is that its plot synopsis has been revealed, and it will probably remind you of another movie, and I did not expect them to take the movie in this direction. So the plot synopsis reads, set 2 years after the first film, M3GAN's AI tech has been stolen and used to create a military-grade weapon called Amelia. Ivana Sukno, who's in Ahsoka, plays Amelia, who goes rogue. M3GAN is resurrected by Gemma to save humanity, with upgrades making her faster, stronger, and more lethal. So this movie is essentially about two robots fighting each other. One robot used to be bad in the previous movie and is now good, and is fighting the new evil robot. Does that sound familiar to you? Terminator 2, anyone? This is really quite surprising because when M3GAN was announced that it was going to get a sequel, I and many other people, the first thought we had is that M3GAN's going to come back alive and she's going to go after her revenge on Gemma and Katie. But it is interesting that they thought, instead of doing the generic Hollywood sequel that we do with horror movies, let's do a Terminator movie, which I don't know how this could be worse than the previous Terminator movies we've been getting, so by all means, go ahead and do it. But it is interesting that they're going to somehow take M3GAN, which was at first like a Chucky type of movie, to now turning it into a Terminator movie. That is both the craziest and smartest thing I have heard, because it really does throw you off. You would not expect a horror franchise like this to now decide to go over into sci-fi action territory, which I guess is a very James Cameron move the more you think about it, because James Cameron did that with the first Terminator movie, which was a horror film, and then he did Terminator 2, and then he also technically did the same thing with Aliens, the first Alien being a horror movie, and the second one being more of an action movie. So for them to take the James Cameron route with this M3GAN sequel is actually a really smart idea. The only thing it makes me think now is what kind of references are they going to do, because they're going to have to be very tongue-in-cheek about this, because this is so clearly Terminator 2. So will M3GAN show up to Katie and say,
"Come with me if you want to live, Katie"?
Or will she do any references to Terminator? I am sure they're going to take some of the action sequences from Terminator 2 and try to redo them, but with M3GAN and this new robot, Amelia. So yeah, this is really quite a fascinating thing. At first, I just laughed at the idea because it was just so kind of bizarre and out of left field. And then when I thought about it, I was like, this could be interesting. But now the more I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking this is actually kind of a bold swing, because everyone's going to want to come into this movie expecting M3GAN to be the main horror character. But instead, she's not going to be the main horror character, it's going to be Amelia, it's going to be a different robot. And now M3GAN is going to be essentially the superhero. So, just thinking about that right now, it is making me think this could be a bad idea, turning your villain into a hero, which is kind of what Marvel have been doing a lot, and people have not liked it there. So, to do the same thing here with M3GAN, it's an interesting idea. I'm not sold on it as of yet. I think all of us will probably want to see the execution of how they're going to try to pull this off, because this can either be a really cool, bold swing type of idea, or it can just be playing it incredibly safe. Because one thing that happened with M3GAN is that M3GAN, the first movie, was originally meant to be an R-rated film, but then the clip of her dancing really took off on social media and TikTok, and all of a sudden a lot of teen audiences got interested in this film, and they started memeing it and everything. So then Universal, and Blumhouse, they were like, you know what? Let's cut this and edit it down to a PG-13 so more people can watch the film. And as a result, the movie was less violent, and if you watched it in the theater like I did, you could just tell. You could tell this was clearly edited down from being a more bloody adult movie to a more kid-friendly movie. And the movie itself, I did actually like it. In fact, you can actually see me do a versus video of it that I did about a year and a half ago, where I compared it to the Child's Play remake, which also very much was about AI and a toy gone gone rogue with an AI personality. So with artificial intelligence sort of like really becoming more mainstream and getting bigger in modern day as it is, these AI-driven movies that used to be considered science fiction are now very much becoming reality.
Alright, Teslabot, come over here, it's time for a break. Yeah, let's play a game. Rock, paper, scissors.
Alright, explain me the rules.
What do you mean? I'm pretty sure I saw you playing this with Kim K.
No, it was probably my cousin or something.
What's your cousins? Alright, you got it?
Yes, I'm ready.
Alright, 1, 2, 3. Man, like, I thought you didn't know how to play this game. Like, explain me, how can you win every time?
I can explain why I win every time.
Yeah.
I lied.
You lied to me?
Yeah, but it's not a big deal. I pretended not to know the rules so that while you were explaining them, I was actually scanning your facial expressions and hand movements. This allowed me to predict your next move.
So it is more interesting to watch these AI-related movies and stuff now. But yes, I do wonder if they're going to pull a lot of references from Terminator 2. I wonder if Katie is going to say any of Arnold's lines, any of the, I'll come with me if you want to live, or I'll be back, or whatever. I also wonder if Megan's going to get stabbed and then come back to life, like Arnold did in Terminator 2. And this is the thing that really kind of intrigued me. It says that Megan is going to be getting upgrades. But how can Megan be getting upgrades when she was already so freaking powerful in the first movie? And I mean it too. I actually said that she was like a Terminator in my Versus video, because she has AI features that you would expect in a kid's toy. But then it went crazy, and she started to have tech where she could detect someone's breathing, someone's anger levels, their anxiety levels, their emotional levels, their sadness levels, and I'm like, who would put this kind of stuff in a kid's toy? That would make it far more expensive, it would give it far more sensors than a kid's toy would need, and honestly, that was, to me, I thought was where things got ridiculous. But I did think that was very Terminator-like, and I even made a joke about Terminator in my Versus video. So I guess the more you think about it, making M3GAN 2 essentially M3GAN 2 Judgment Day does make a lot of sense, because she essentially already was a Terminator in the first movie. Now, Alison Williams, who plays Gemma in the first film, was asked by a fan at Comic-Con if she could give some information about the movie, and she did actually give some information.
The facts of the first movie are very clear on Gemma as the second movie starts. I think that's kind of all I can say, is that it's very clear that she lived through the things that we saw her live through in the first movie, and she has adjusted life accordingly.
I didn't say she gave a lot of information, but she gave some information. So they're going to give her a continued arc from the first movie, and I bet you the arc they're going to give her is very much the Sarah Connor arc, where she is terrified of the Terminator that came after her, and she's going to have trauma with that and everything, and then she's going to be terrified when the robot shows up again, although the synopsis did say that she awakens M3GAN, and most likely changes her programming, so it might take hints from Sarah Connor in Terminator 2, but I don't think it will just full-on copy and paste Terminator 2 to the point where she's working out and everything and locked in an insane asylum or anything like that. That would make no sense. So I'm sure they're going to pluck little elements from Terminator 2 in some ways, and then I'm sure they're going to pluck like huge elements in other ways. I would not be surprised if they did that, and because M3GAN is kind of like a comedy movie to begin with, I'm sure they're going to, like, you know, make so many references to Terminator with all of this. So yeah, what do you guys think? I'm warming up to the idea more and more, but I also see the possibility of how this can just be a very bad idea, turning a horror icon into a hero and a good guy. It worked for Terminator, but I don't know, will it work for M3GAN? Let me know in the comments below and let me know what you think. Now, I'm sure they're going to release a trailer any day now, and when they do, I will react to it, and you can check out my reaction on my Patreon or my YouTube memberships. I'm a one-man army when it comes to this channel, and I edit the videos all on my own, and I write them all on my own and everything, so your support will really help and support the channel and allow me to do this full-time. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the like button if you like this video, and go crazy, go nuts. Let me know, what do you think the second M3GAN's gonna be about, and how many references to Terminator do you think it's going to do? Be sure to let me know. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I'll catch all of you next time. Take care.